What's up, everybody? Mike here, and today's vid I'm just going to talk about how the video game industry has been pretty bad lately, specifically the AAA console space. I'm talking about Nintendo, Sony, and Xbox. You see, last week it was revealed that Microsoft laid off 9,000 employees in order to fund, I believe, $20 billion into AI, meaning that they are looking to replace a lot of their workforce with AI, with, I guess, that which it comes to game development, things along those lines. And of course, this is a very bad sign. Not just for the layoffs exactly, but to see where the game industry is heading. Like I said, mainly the AAA game industry space. Because, lately, if you've been paying attention, all of the console brands, mainly Nintendo and Microsoft, have been raising their prices without providing any value or any compensation for that raise. It just seems like they're raising it just for the hell of it, especially Nintendo. Nintendo is charging God knows how much for the Nintendo Switch. I believe it is $500. I'm not too sure. It might be $450. I haven't looked into it. I have a Steam Deck. I don't need a Switch. So I haven't really been interested in picking any of that up. Also, what made me not interested was the fact that they were charging $80 and even more for a physical copy. The physical copy doesn't even have the game on the cartridge or disc. It's still a download code. So there's literally you're paying more for a fucking plastic box. So yeah, that has been pretty bad. And one thing is, the Switch has been a massive success. It has been Nintendo's most successful console or most successful launch by far. And also the problem is, from what I've been hearing, is that people use what they call a mixed Switch, which I guess has more than one game stored on its cartridge, and people that have been using that have been getting their consoles effectively bricked, meaning that they can't use it if they can't even use the console to go online. Doesn't matter what username, anything. The console itself, I guess, the serial number on that console is deemed banned and unusable, and people have been returning that, and other people have been buying a used Switch and getting a bricked console. So right now in the AAA gaming industry, specifically the consoles, it is very, very rough. And the main reason why I wanted to make this video is because my love for gaming is still there, but it's been waning, and it's been less and less over the years. For example, it is right now July. Over half the year is done, and I can name 3 original titles this year so far that I thought were pretty good. That being the first Berserker Kazan, Expedition 33, and Rematch, that new Rocket League football game that came out. Those are the only 3 original, not counting sequels, remasters, remakes, whatever, 3 original IPs to me that were actually good and can stand up and hopefully will be around for quite some time. The reason why I bring up those titles is because I have recently been back to playing on the 360 and all the older gen consoles. And the one thing I noticed is that all of the titles on these consoles, a lot of them are original IPs. And a lot of them are from, a lot of good name brands. Take, for example, one game that I've been playing through recently, Dark Void by Capcom. Yeah, they made a nice little spin-off. Not to say they don't do this. They still have Pragmata. They still have other different IPs that they are still coming out with originally, so I'm not attacking anybody like that. Because I think Capcom is the only one to really be doing all this stuff, to be taking risks. And that's mainly what I want to get into, and why the AAA gaming industry is just so shallow, for lack of better terms, is because there really is no risks, or the people that are involved either making the games or overseeing these games, their heart is not in it. Their heart is where the public shareholders' hearts are, which is in the money lines, the zeros and commas, the dollar bills, y'all. That is where I feel a lot of the higher ups and a lot of the lead game directors and all that shit, I feel like that's where we are getting the biggest disconnect. And I don't know about you, but I definitely do not want to see the game industry go down the same path the movie industry is going down. And we're kind of already there, because if you look at the movies, they're now I can say like they have been coming out with more original titles for movies at least, but besides that, how many remakes of old movies or continuations of movie series that should never been continued? I'm looking at you, Jurassic World. How many movies like that have been made that should have never seen the light of day? Way too many now, if you ask me. Same thing when it comes to the gaming industry. How many unnecessary sequels we've had, unnecessary remasters, remakes, and I'm looking at you, Gears War Reloaded, when I say unnecessary remasters. So pretty much what I'm saying is that the industry is definitely running dry, mainly in the AAA space. But the one thing that's always been, I would say, grinded my gears is the fact that the main complaint for these industries is, oh, it's way too expensive to make games now. Oh, it's way too expensive. It's way too expensive. Expedition 33 had 30 people developing it. And they made a game, I would say, better than 99.9% of the AAA gaming industry. With 30 devs. And it's on Game Pass. And it's $50. So, if people like that, right, are telling you, oh, it's too expensive, just ignore them. Same thing with, well, when Elden Ring and Baldur's Gate 3 came out. What did a lot of devs do? Instead of celebrating the fact that they have an amazing game to play, or instead of celebrating the fact that they had some art piece to celebrate their industry and their accomplishments, a lot of these fucking moronic devs went on, well, don't expect us to make the same game. Well, we know you can't make the same game because you're not as talented. You're not as good. You don't have the heart. You don't have passion. You don't have anything. All you do is just focus on numbers, and that's all you do. Because you're a bot. Bots just focus on numbers. Okay? Just remember that. Bots don't have critical thinking. Bots don't have compassion. Bots don't have heart. They just do what the numbers tell them to do. So, don't listen to these bot-ass devs, is what I'm telling you. When a nice piece of artwork, like for example, Expedition 33 comes along, do what the most normal people would do in this space, is just enjoy it. Enjoy it for what it is. Enjoy that beautiful masterpiece for what it is, being a really good ass video game. And that is why we are having so much trouble today in the AAA space, I feel. It's because the people out here, mainly, I would say the game directors, they're just bots. They just focus on numbers. They just focus on zeros. They just focus on commas. They don't focus on, well, what's important. What's important is taking risks, making a game that, hey, maybe others might not like, but it's unapologetically your passion project. And I feel like that is what's lacking. And what is severely lacking in the AAA industry is passion. When I go to the indie and AA gaming space, that's all I see. All I see is people making what they wanted to always make, and that is their passion project. I can give you lists of indie games right now that I would pick to play over any AAA slop that these fucking bot developers come out with. And look, I know I'm throwing shade at developers, but it's not all developers, but it's mainly your lead directors. You guys got to shape those bots up. But either way, I'm not trying to diss anybody. I'm just saying that I'm a person that is tired of being handed mediocrity and told that it is a magnum opus, when really they're just trying to feed you shit and say it's chocolate, for another lack of better term, I guess. And this is what brought me to this video, and why, like, I just been gravitating towards older titles, older gaming titles, like from the 360 age when I grew up. And I've just been having way more fun because I've now being older, 30 by the way, being older and seeing like actually what hard work is and seeing what passion is, because when you're younger you don't really understand those things. You hear it, but to you it's still a foreign concept. Maybe most people, most younger teenagers, I would say hard work and passion and dedication, it's kind of a foreign concept. But when you get into your adult age, 30 by the way, you do see that more and more. You do see people that do things that you might not have enjoyed, or you start to respect people's grinds more because you see that maybe you don't enjoy it, but you see the person that is just putting their blood, sweat, and tears, and you just have to admire it. Before, after that weird tangent, I don't know what the hell happened, but what I'm trying to say is that we really need to see more and more passion projects in the AAA space. Will we ever see it? Probably not, because shareholders don't like passion. Will we ever see a change? Yes. I do think we will see changes. I do believe that we will start to see a lot of these bigger publishers, mainly, all these bigger publishers, just branch off and get these little, indie game developers, publish one title from them, and then just call it a day. I feel like that would be the new wave of what we're going to see now, is just developers, like I said, publishers taking smaller developers, putting them under their wing, giving them that, money, all the things they need, the marketing material to make a bigger game, but they're still going to be working with the same indie developer capacity. What I feel like right now, especially in the AAA space, is that there's too many developers. Why? Once again, let me go back to Expedition 33. 30 devs! 30 devs! Now look at Call of Duty. 3,000 devs! And Call of Duty is a trash game. It doesn't run. The online sucks. Then let me go to Rematch. That probably has 50 devs on it, or maybe even less. And guess what? I have better matchmaking in that game. So make it make sense, is what I'm trying to say. How can we have billion-dollar industries or publishers make mediocre, just garbage, and then we have a dev team literally mixed of one-tenth of probably what Activision's working with, and they can make something way better than what 3,000 devs at Activision can make. Just like I said, make it make sense. Just make it make sense for me. I don't know. To me, I think that just sounds like a little too many cooks in the kitchen type scenario. And I think what the AAA gaming space needs, unfortunately, is to really focus in and go back to smaller development teams, because I feel like less, people putting their opinions or sticking their hands in the cookie jar is a good thing. Let the audience speak for themselves. Just make something that's good, and we'll all enjoy it. Like I said, look at Baldur's Gate 3. Look at Elden Ring. These titles are just $60, $70, and they are amazing titles that you can get hundreds and hundreds of hours of gameplay and multiple playthroughs of. And yeah, I mean, it's not that hard. It's not that hard to please us gamers. I know a lot of these AAA devs will be like, oh, well, these guys are impossible. No, it's not. You just got to make a good game. Don't fuck us over or fuck us in the ass. Don't do any of that shit. Just make a good game and update it. If there's any problems, fix the bugs. That's all we want. We are simple creatures. 360 era was the golden era. You know why? Because they just made titles. There was no controversy. There was none of this, none of that. People just made games back then. And if they were good, we loved them. And if they were bad, we didn't play them. Simple as that. And I feel like everything nowadays is just so under a microscope and scrutinized and all this other extra nonsense, when in reality, it should not be that difficult. It really should not be that difficult. I just feel like now, especially in the AAA game space, there's just too many variables, too many adjectives, too many things going on, too many people working on the game, too many people that are hyped up for the game, too many people that are saying it's this, it's that, or putting their political ideologies into the game. Too many people just either like caught up in the controversy, or too many people feel like it's a personal vendetta or a slight attack to them. Like, there's just so many things now that come attached to gaming that I just feel like it shouldn't be. Like, why can't we just go back to the days of the PS2, the Xbox, the PS3, the Xbox 360, and just go back to making what we like best, which is good games? Because I can tell you, 2005 was a much better year than 2025 when it comes to gaming, and it should not be that way. It's just plain and simple. It should not be that I have to reminisce and not look back with just rose-tinted glasses, because that's usually what happens when we go in the past. But I've been looking at these things objectively, critically, and everything like that. And like I said, there's literally just no match to the old games back then, to what we have now. Yes, there are some good bangers that come out, and we praise them, as we should. But the amount of actual good games that are original and devoid of any AAA gaming bullshit is very few and far in between. And that's just been what I wanted to talk about. Thank you for joining this little rant and ramble. Yeah, I just had to get this off my chest because it's just been something I've been thinking about for a while. And like I said, I've been playing a lot of 360, and I've just been like saying to myself, like, man, it really can't be that bad. It is that bad. It really is that bad today. Like, that I have to go back and get a game that's like over 10 years old and say, like, damn, what happened? It's like, what actually happened with anything in the entertainment industry? Like, what? Screw just games right now. Like, what has been happening with the entertainment industry? Like, where did all the entertainment go? Because it's not there anymore. I really feel like, I don't mean to sound like a boomer, 30 years old, by the way. I don't mean to sound like a boomer, but like, everything just feels like shit nowadays. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there just feels like everything's too shitty, and we really don't get that much good shit. Like, we don't eat good around here. Gamers don't eat good. Like, I gotta, like, wait for, like, these live service games to drop an update worth a damn. I gotta wait for, these developers that have been delaying their game constantly to actually get some. Or, oh, this title that I'm looking forward to, it's gonna suck, though, because all the people that I like the title, like, the reason why I like that game, they're not there anymore. They left and did their own fucking thing, God knows where. But, like, to me, I'm still hyped for the title. I'll let you decide for which one that one is. Either way, like I said, that's it for me. That's my rant. AAA gaming sucks. If you really want to play some good games, my advice would be go out, get yourself a 360. I luckily had one from my parents' house that I brought back when I used to, play as a teen. So I had my 360 for God knows how long. That's like over a decade old now, but it still works, thankfully. And yeah, man, like, my advice would be just go out, get an old gaming console, or if you're on PC, start emulating, get a dolphin, not the aquatic animal, but I'm talking about like on the emulator. Get yourself a dolphin emulator, PS1, PS2, and start playing all those shits, all those games. Yeah, because it's just boring right now in the AAA game space. Like, I'm about to do Tony Hawk review or impression, but that's Tony Hawk 3 and 4, dude. Like, I've been playing Tony Hawk 3 and 4 ever since I was a kid. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, the only titles I'm looking forward to now is stuff that's older. Or, there's barely any new titles, I feel. Or just new IPs. That's why I appreciate games like Expedition 33. Like, that is why I appreciate those games so much, because it's a surprise. And it's welcome. It's serendipity, man. You don't expect it, and you just welcome it when you get it. you know, but yeah, that's it for me. Hope you're all having a good one out there. And hope you are doing better and not thinking about the AAA gaming space like I am. Hope you're all having a good one. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.